Hello friends, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to do the basic knit stitches. I'm going to show you how to cast on and then how to knit across a single row. So to begin, you just need yourself a pair of knitting needles. I am using a size US 11 8mm clover. They do not need to be attached, they can be two separate ones. You will also need some yarn. I'm going to be using some 6-weight yarn today. So to begin, we want to start with a slip knot. So what we have here is our working yarn, which is going to be the yarn that is attached to your ball of yarn. And then you have your tail end, which is going to be the short end that is not attached to anything. So to start this, to make a slip knot, we just want to have a little loop and take our fingers, little alligator finger guides, through the top of the loop here. We want to then take our tail end and put it over the top so that it moves to the right side. It's no longer on the left side. We want to take our fingers and grab our working yarn and pull it through that loop. So now we have our slip knot. So go ahead and put that onto your hook or onto your needle. The next thing that we want to do is cast on a few stitches. So we're going to cast on 10 stitches for today's demonstration. Now to do that, you want to be working with the working yarn. We are totally done with this. It's just going to be the tail end. It's going to be here off to the side. So we want to take our yarn and we want to make a loop. So we kind of want to have our alligator fingers again, alligator fingers, index and thumb, and grab our yarn up and twist it so that we have a nice little loop around our hand. So I'm going to show that to you again. Alligator fingers, pull it and kind of make a loop. Boop. Okay, so your thumb goes from your right side to your left side, just like that. Alligator fingers, thumb from the right side to the left side. Now we want to take this loop and put this onto our hook and then let go. And we're just going to pull that tight. So now we have 2 stitches. So let's go ahead and do that again with our alligator fingers. Go ahead and go with your thumb on the right side. You have your index finger on the left side, and the yarn is over the top of those 2 fingers. We're going to turn our thumb from the right to the left, put that loop right on our needle. So there's 3. So we want to do that a few more times. Alligator fingers. Your thumb is on the right, your index finger is on the left, and we want to turn and make our loop and put it on our needle. Okay, so there's 4. Let's go ahead and do it again. Alligator fingers on the right, move it to the left, put that right on your needle. So do this until you have a total of 10 on your needle. Go ahead and pause this video, meet me back here, and then I will show you how to knit across your first row. Okay, so this is what it should look like when you have 10 stitches on our needle. So we are always going to be holding the right hand, or excuse me, the left hand and the right hand needles. So you will be working stitches from your left hand to your right hand. So you see we have the working yarn coming out and we have these little bumps on the bottom. So to begin, you take your right hand needle and you want to insert it always from the front to the back of the stitches, and we will always be making a little X like this. Now your right hand needle will always be in the back for making this basic knit row. So as you see right here, we have our loop where our working yarn is coming out. We are going to take our needle and go from the front and push it through to the back, making our X. You see how that kind of works right there? So then we have our yarn that we work with kind of back here underneath the right hand needle. So let's go ahead and try that again. We are going to go from the front and push it through to the back. We have our working yarn. We see that's on the bottom. Okay, so now what we want to do is wrap the yarn around the back needle like so. Now you don't want to wrap it around both of your needles. You just want to take your yarn and wrap it around the single needle. So this is what it kind of looks like. You see it goes in between. Okay. And now we are going to be pulling our right hand needle from the back out to the front. So as you see here, we see our working yarn and we want that yarn to hug our right needle. And we're going to put our right needle through this little loop that we see. So keeping this on our hook, we want to hold, or our needle, we want to hold this tight. We want it to hug our right needle, or we're going to go through from the back to the front and pull that stitch off. So now it is on our right hand. And as you see, the working yarn has moved from the left side needle to the right side needle. So from now on until you get to the end, your working yarn will always be on your right side along with your worked stitches. So we need to continue to work along these stitches here. So we're going to go from the front to the back of the next stitch. So just like I showed you guys, we're going to go from the front, push our right needle through to the back so that we have our X, right? We have our X with our needles. Our right hand needle is in the back. Take the working yarn and wrap it around the back needle and keep that yarn that we just wrapped around, keep that hugged around that right needle as we go and we pull it through this loop, the loop. You see that right there? So we're going to go in, pull it through, and now we're going to pull the stitch that's on our left hook, or our left needle, off. So now you see we have 1, 2 stitches on our right hand, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on our left hand needle. So let's go ahead and work a few more stitches. Go from the front, push through to the back, wrap your yarn around your right hand needle, keep it hugging, take your needle from the front, pull it through the loop, and pull it off. 1, 2, 3, let's do that again. Into the stitch, from the front to the back, wrap your yarn around, keep it hugging your right hand needle, and pull it from the back to the front and pull that stitch off. Okay, let's go ahead and I'll show you that one more time. Going from the front to the back, wrapping around the back needle, and pulling it through. Now you will want to continue to do this all the way across your stitches. If you get confused at all, feel free to rewind this video a little bit, and if you have any confusions, you can just do that and take a closer look. I will continue to work this row all the way down to the last stitch. Just going from the front of your stitch to the back of the stitch, wrapping around and pulling through. Now you see here is your last stitch. You see your tail is coming off there, and the same thing, you just want to go from the front of the stitch to the back of the stitch, wrap it around, and pull it off the left hand. So when you get to this point, as you see, your left hand needle is completely empty and your right hand needle has stitches on it. So let's go ahead and swap these needles. So we are going to take the right hand needle, put it in the left, take the left and put it in the right. Okay. So to begin the next row, we just want to do the same thing. We are going to go from the front of the stitch to the back of the stitch. We need to move, remember the working yarn is going to be on the left side. We need to move it with the first stitch over to the right hand. So we are going to go into that stitch from the front to the back, grab that yarn, wrap it around, and pull it up and get that stitch off from the right hand, or from the left hand needle to the right hand needle. So just like we were doing before, we're going to go from the front of the stitch to the back of the stitch, always with the right hand needle at the back side of our work, taking our working yarn, wrapping it around, keeping it hugging our right hand needle while we go up and under. As you see, this is our working yarn right here, so we're going to go up and under into that stitch, pull it off the left hand needle, and now we have it on our right hand needle. So we will just continue to do that all the way along your work. And then you just continue to do it back and forth, row after row. I would say just continue to do this until you feel you have the hang of it. If you, again, get any confusions, just go ahead, rewind this video, and start at the beginning. If it looks like something's gone wrong and you're not sure, start over. It's okay. That's how we learn. We have to make the mistakes to learn, you know, not to make them again. So we will just continue to work it until you understand how the stitch is actually formed. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much, you guys, for joining me. Have a great day.